attendance first. It's 4 p.m. And the attendance, Tim Goldhammer is not here right now, expected, but then we have Jory Hansen is missing, and
I think he's sick.
Steve is missing.
Correct.
John, what does your microphone say?
Oh, it doesn't say much of anything.
It's red. Oh, it's supposed to be red.
I just want to know what that label says on it.
Finance.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Approval of the agenda, please. And motion and second.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Approval of the minutes. Motion and second.
I'll motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Citizens input. There being no citizens for input, we have the director's report next.
Perfect. Well, hello everybody. Just a quick rundown. I know we've got a few other things here. Since we were last together, we have had over at the Palace a Christmas dance recital that was well attended. We've played 42 basketball games. We've had 46 practices. In the Armory in December, or since our last meeting, the Armory in the evening has been used 25 out of 29 nights. It was 3 of the nights that didn't have activities were Christmas Eve, and New Year's. This week coming up, we've got the Hanson Classic Girls on Saturday. Hanson Boys 2 weeks from now. Then we have a DWU doubleheader, followed by the Dakota Oyatahe Challenge, which is a 3-day basketball tournament, then the Culver's Classic. And in March, we have more basketball plus state hockey and gymnastics. This weekend, we start at 10 o'clock in the morning. If anybody feels like getting up and having a cup of coffee and taking some tickets, I'll take the volunteers. So, and the last game tips off at 8:30 on Saturday night. Dakota Oyatahe is going to do a scavenger hunt this year, Dakota Bingo, and a Lakota language contest. So we're excited to have them back, and should be a great event for them as well. Rattling off a bunch of stuff. Just working on a few things this lately, and last year the Corn Palace Facebook did 393 Facebook posts, and with that we received over 4 million views, 212,000 reactions, an average of about 9,500 views per post that we put out. We also did 63 reels that garnered 862,000 views and another 4,700 reactions. Any other comments or questions for me? That's, I know, kind of a quick rundown, but
What was in the Armory?
so we've got in the Armory has been pickleball,
Okay.
co-ed volleyball, women's volleyball, soccer, indoor soccer one night, or a couple of nights. Both the Faith Home and a couple of the schools have used it for just an evening where their basketball or volleyball is out, or like a rec night.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
since December 9th, there's been 25 nights in a row that space is being used, just to give
That's
you
awesome.
guys
Yeah.
some perspective of, you probably don't always get to see that. So, other stuff.
Did you get all the volunteers you need for Saturday?
I've got a couple. We're still working on it. We'll continue to work on it. But I just said to the group just before you got here that we'd take all comers if they can for Saturday and or next week. So we've got a few of them now through March. We'll pretty much be basketball on every weekend. So March, I think 9th or is depending on Wesleyan tournaments.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Dave. Next on the agenda, open meeting presentation.
Yeah, the state of South Dakota. Let's see. I think I can get this. In your packet, you should have received, or you and have in front of you, stapled together is the open meeting laws in South Dakota. State legislature has folks who are impacted by open meeting laws yearly go through this, and so wanted to walk through this presentation with you today. So if there are more questions, if I can, I'll answer them. If not, we'll get an answer from Justin on any of the things here. So open meeting laws in South Dakota. 2025, the legislature enacted SDCL 12513, which required annual reviews of South Dakota open meeting laws. It includes explanation of open meeting laws of the state published by the Attorney General pursuant to that statute, and any other material pertaining to open meeting laws of this state provided by the Attorney General. Open meeting basics. South Dakota political subdivisions exercise sovereign power are required to follow the state's open meeting law. This includes ensuring official meetings are open to the public, provide adequate notice to the public of the meetings, and allow public comment periods at official meetings, which you know every time we do the agenda, as we did today, we ask for public comment. The presentation is intended to highlight common issues, not cover all open meeting law details. That's what this presentation will show us. For more information, please refer to the South Dakota Attorney General's office brochure if you have an additional questions. Page 4. Who must follow the open meeting laws? Essentially, South Dakota open meeting laws apply to political subdivisions of South Dakota which exercise any sovereign power, meaning any public body of the city has the authority to exercise sovereign power, such as implementing tax structures, creating regulations, imposing penalties, etc. They must comply with open meeting laws. Public bodies that are advisory only, do not set, just advise, are not required to comply with the open meeting laws. Each public body of the city that has the authority to exercise this power must also review open meeting laws annually. Open meetings include all official meetings of the public subdivision. This is when a quorum of members are present and official business or public policy of the body is discussed or decided. Open meetings include in-person meetings, but also can cover teleconferences, group texts, and group emails that is included in a quorum where official business or public policy of that subdivision is discussed or decided. Generally, for notification purposes, the agenda is posted at City Hall 24 hours prior to any meeting, along with connected to the websites, so that it can be available to as many or all people that want to have notice of the said meeting. It also goes out to the subscribers for those who on our website who are signed up for the alerts. They're also required that all materials on the website are there at least 24 hours in advance, and when materials are provided to board members, whichever is later. Number 7, how can the public participate in an open meeting? They're entitled to all open meetings and may record the meetings if its recording is reasonable, obvious, and not disruptive. The political subdivision must also allow public comment at official meetings, except for those held exclusively for certain purposes. Comments as the can be timed and are as time allowed for each topic, and the total time allowed for public comment is set. This is not entitled to attend or participate in a political subdivision's The public is not allowed to attend or participate in a political subdivision's executive session. They can be private and exclusive per this South Dakota Codified Law 125.2. Several categories of discussion that are done in executive session. Executive sessions may also be held when federal or state constitution or federal or state statutes require us or permit it. To enter into the executive session, the body makes a motion to enter into executive session and cites the status that applies, which is also found on the bottom, number 9 on this month's packet, to discuss the executive session items. They are limited to the cited statute. So no action may be taken in an executive session. Any action to be taken relative to the matters discussed during that executive session must be done once the political subdivision has returned to open meeting. Meaning we can talk about things, but any action has to be taken publicly and opened for public discussion and on the record. Any other questions or comments? Okay, we'll go next into Corn Palace rental rates. Before you is the 2025 rates. I believe everybody else in the audience has a copy of those. What we talked about last meeting and asked for was an approval for 2026. We had some further discussion about different types of events, and I was asked to bring back some recommendations for the board to approve. In front of you, you will see the existing 2025 rental rate sheet along with a 2026 rental rate sheet as adding some of the things discussed in that, and per at least my recommendation, to give you a baseline to make a decision on what those rates would be. You guys will set the rate based on this. We can open this up for further discussion, clarification. It also could be tabled and brought back later, however you would like to proceed. While you're looking, and I know there's a lot to read. One of them was, we've had some weddings at the Corn Palace. One of the things was to give people a basic package to kind of start the night out. So that would be a new addition to this rate sheet, and that would include 40 tables, 320 chairs. It's a full day rental. If they decided for an adult beverage station, there would be a bar at an additional $250, and gratuities included for any drink ticket type things that are purchased, and that's basically to make sure that we take care of any of the serving staff that we contract with.
So just so I'm understanding, when you say the full day rental at above $2,000 rate, we're including these things in that $2,000 rate?
Yeah, correct. That would be a base package for like a wedding event to start with. We don't have the candelabras and all those other kinds of things. So my part of the reason I'm recommending a little bit of this is because we may need extra time for a bride and groom to bring their wedding decorators in. So we would essentially be having to set that up prior to their arrival, like we did in September, which we got a map from the wedding planner and we're able to, go from there. Some also may just want a basic setup and don't have that extravagant of a situation, and it was a baseline for us to start from. And 320 chairs was 320 guests. I don't know if that's a normal size wedding or if that's big or small, but it seemed in the middle and worked out according to chairs. The question was asked. We are a little higher rated than for example, some of the other places you can have a wedding in town, but we aren't in the business of necessarily being in competition with them. anyway. So that's where you'll see a little bit of difference. But I did look at some of the other venues that host weddings here, and I, to my knowledge, and if I missed it, we're above. I think at or above.
One of the line items on here is EMT police. Is that just a pass-through fund to match what the city would charge otherwise?
It is. It's a straight pass-through fund of $75 an hour. We have at times, whether it's been for a concert or for EMTs who have been on site as medical staff for some of our basketball tournaments, that is the current rate that they charge us, and then we transfer that through. It becomes part of their bill because it's pre-scheduled with us, but it is just passed through to them.
I'd move to approve the 2026 rate sheet.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the 2026 rates sheet. Any further discussion? There being none, I ask for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, Dave, again.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay. All right. At this time, we need a motion and a second to enter into executive session in accordance with SDCL 1-25-2.
So moved.
And a second.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We are in executive session.